see me, you're here to see not one, not two, but three members of what we like to call the OG crew. Are you ready for this? All right, so let's bring them out. First, she played Andrea, right? And Andrea's given us so much to think about to this day, and I wish that she was still around right now. I know she'd still be kicking ass and taking names. Give it up for the one and the only, Miss Laurie Holden! Next up, he could be the most beloved father figure in Walking Dead history. Who misses Herschel Green? Give it up for Scott Wilson! Scott Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. I love this guy as much as I love Herschel. And finally, you know the hashtag. We're all waiting for a T-Dog flashback on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only, Irone Singleton. Yeah. I didn't know if that was Bushwhackers or that was Hacksaw. I didn't know where you were going with that.
Hacksaw,
I loved it.
yeah.
I loved it. Good to see it. Good to see everybody. I love having you three up here together.
Does this work? Oh.
Absolutely.
Testing, 1, 2.
Just to remind all you folks, there are 2 microphones. There's one over here. There's an ambassador with a red shirt. So Buddy J over there with a red shirt. You can line up and ask these folks a question. Right now, you have a 100% chance of getting your question answered. So go ahead and line up. So here we are, the OG crew. Irone's doing his thing.
No, we got the rapper in the audience.
I heard the rapper. Everything. You want to come up and give us a few balls?
Scott's like, yeah, well, maybe later.
W-R-A-P-A-E-R.
No. Heavenly flows. Scott's wife, she flows, y'all. So don't get it twisted. She can flow.
So we're back here, year 3, Walker Stalker Con London, and London always has a special vibe for me. So how does it feel for you all to be in London?
I'm excited to be here because this is my first Walker Stalker London. I wasn't able to come last year or the year before, so I am so thrilled to be here.
But you've been here. You guys have been here.
I was here last year, and it's special for me because I was a theater major in college. And I studied all about the Shakespeare Globe and theater and its origin and everything. And I finally, just as an aside, got to see my good friend David Morrissey perform at the Bridge Theater the other night. He had a phenomenal performance. He did Julius Caesar. So all that stuff I studied in college, I was finally able to kind of realize it, and it manifested itself here. So it was so special and surreal in that sense. And I was like, wait a minute, little kid from the projects is now in London? It's incredible. It's a dream come true, so I'm happy to be here.
I've been coming here since 1968.
You know all of that?
And I met my wife in England, and 41 years ago, today we've been married. Just give her condolences when you see her walking out. I feel sorry for you. I understand.
They're the best couple in the world.
They are. They are. Oh my goodness. Scott and Heavenly are heavenly.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Beautiful people.
So Irone, you just performed your one-man show in Atlanta. So tell everybody a little bit more about that doesn't know about that.
Cause we got the Walking Dead. That's one of the songs that I perform in my one-man show. My one-man show is basically the leitmotif of it all is about loving each other, understanding our interconnectedness with one another because we are one, But I tell the story of growing up destitute, again, like I said, in a housing project in the city of Atlanta, and having no father in my life, seeing him twice, and then my mother being addicted to crack and alcohol, and running the streets and selling drugs, carrying a pistol, which, by the way, kids, you should not do. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. So that's what my whole story is about, and I sum it up in about 2 hours on stage through dance, rap. You know, we do our little rap thing too. You and I, Holden. Every now and then we might get a little bit into it. Yeah. Spoken word, drama, and some stand-up comedy. And I think that it is an extraordinary show. Thank you, Brother Dave, for pointing that out as well. And you all can watch. You go to my website, ironysingleton.com, and you can watch the live version of the show. Yeah, that's basically the story. Thank you. Yeah.
You know, and I'm glad it's the three of you up here, because you're three characters that everyone was rooting for. You were on Team Rick in your own regard. So, Scott, I especially have to ask you, you played quite possibly the most beloved character in Walking Dead history, right? Everybody loved Herschel.
Let me say, I saw the first season before I ever came on the show, and these two right here are a very large part of the reason I went on the show, because I loved their work, I love what they're doing, I love how they communicate with each other, and I said I'd like to be a part of that. So it was
and now you've been adopted by me. You and Heavenly, who are the kindest people, who, if I didn't live in New York and they live in LA, I would be at their house every single weekend, because they're like, really like family to me.
Yes, you are.
You know, whenever I'm having a bad day, it's like, this one just like brightens me up. I'm like, can I put you in my pocket? You know, everyone should have a Scott Wilson in their pocket.
And also, you know, when you're working, at times you're saying, what's going on, and you look around and you see someone and you connect and you say, yeah, this puts me in the place I'm supposed to be, here and here. So it's been great working with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, yeah, well, I want to ask Scott one question, though, before I turn it off. That part where you were talking about me being so great and awesome, could you say that again for me?
Super great and super awesome.
Now, Laurie, I thought of Andrea the other day when it was International Women's Day, right? Remember everybody see that?
Hey, ladies! Where my ladies at?
I have one thing to say about International Women's Day. Why do we have one day? One day! So does that mean for 364 days we don't have a day? That's the one thing I don't understand. Like, we have one day.
National Women's Day should be 365 days a year. Yes, indeed.
I have a wife and a teenage daughter, so it's every day at my house.
Every day. At mine also.
But Andrea was such a strong character, who really, navigated, the apocalypse pretty well, being on both sides and whatnot. And so, what does it mean to you, especially, for little girls, to see not only what the character of Andrea did, but all the stuff that you've done with your charity and to stop human trafficking and whatnot. So, why is it so important for you to to put that out there? How does it feel getting the love back from that?
I mean, to me, it's always been a huge cause for me to never want to see a woman or a child, a boy or a girl, ever subjugated to any sort of abuse or pain. So that's something I put my shoulder behind always, and something that I've always done, gone on missions to kind of, try to help kids that have been enslaved or sexually, persecuted. I do the best I can. I'm a human being that's, trying to figure it out like everybody else is in this world, but I try to be part of the positive side of this world that's actually trying to empower people. And, there's so much negativity right now. I feel like the world's in a depression with this social media insanity, and it's like just trying to find a way to enlighten people and help people.
Yeah!
Just kind of spread some kindness and love, because like we all just are here to be loved. And I don't mean to sound cheesy when I say that. It's like, that's why we're here on this planet, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah!
I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay.
Woo!
She does more than try. She went to this country in South America.
Honduras? Colombia.
Where there was child issues, that children were having issues there. She went undercover and helped bust this ring of people down there. So she does a hell of a lot more than try. She does
This is the stage to be on. That's why I wanted to do this bit. We have
undercover. It still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We have an audience question right there. Hi, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Irone. I'm from Edinburgh.
Hi.
Woo! Edinburgh!
So my question is, if there's one thing that you will never forget about your experience, what would it be?
Oh, she come all the way from
The bonding,
That's a long way.
the camaraderie. Yeah, on the show. On the show, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a family.
it's the camaraderie. And you see, you look at me in my eyes like that, you're making me emotional, Holden. See, you gotta, okay, I gotta look away. Okay, but yeah, it's just the intimacy we had as far as getting to know one another, us disclosing to each other, and the bond that was created on that set is just something so memorable and something that I will cherish for a lifetime. That's the most special to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I second that. I think that because it was such an emotional show, and we had to really, you know, drop any sort of pretense of anything. I mean, you just literally were emotionally naked, and the beauty of the show is that there were people, like the gorgeous men beside me, where they caught you. You could show up and be so raw and so emotional and so fragile because you needed to, and they were right there supporting you, and you knew you were safe. And it allowed, I think, everybody to really give their best performance and to be their most authentic self because you were able to breathe.
It took them 3 or 4 shows to realize I wasn't a zombie. That was a bad joke. But
That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
But it was fun. It was fun. It was what I thought it would be when I saw the first season. And they were so welcoming. These guys were there to begin with, so they could have rightly taken the position that this is our show. We don't really need you. We have a hit show. But they weren't that way. They welcomed everyone that came in. So they're special people as well as actors.
And the crew too, like, that's the one thing, because, you know, we've all moved on and worked on different things and did things beforehand. It was the first time in my life, like, when I got off the plane to come to London, my hair and makeup team that I have not seen in years, I got a text message where they sent me a photograph, Tay-Tay and Donna, saying, "We miss you, we love you." It's been years since I've seen them, and I was like, oh my God, this is, it's like, it's not words, like these people actually really care, and it's the first time that I've ever been on a show where the script supervisor hugged me every morning, and that it was like, it was real, that nobody had their phones on set, there was none of that nonsense, it was just, I don't know, it was a glorious time that I think that we'll always be so grateful that we had, and treasure, and miss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And what do you try to bring to, well, what have you tried to bring to future projects since The Walking Dead? Have you tried to bring like elements of that atmosphere into your future projects and kind of be that change? What have you injected into other things?
Oh, without a doubt, every setting that I go into, because right now, statistics said that I was supposed to be dead by between the ages of 18 and 21, and I'm alive. And I understand because I had an epiphany the night my mother died when I was 18 years old, and I was on my knees crying because I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to live anymore. And I asked God to show me the light. And literally, that is what happened. A car came around the corner on the street where I live, and its headlight shone through my window and reflected off my wall and lit up my entire room. And that was the moment that God told me that I was here to love everybody. Be kind to everybody, regardless of how they treat me, because you tear down hate with love. And I knew at that moment, in order to make my mother's life mean something, That's how I had to live my life. So whenever I go to any set, wherever I go in the world, if I'm at the airport, any country, no matter where I am, my job is to embrace everybody, and I feel like that's all of our job, because that's how we make the world a better place. So wherever I am, not just on the set, but in life, period.
Woo!
That's my mission.
Yeah! Yeah!
If you haven't factored in going into Irone's table yet today, factor it into your day, because that energy. Over here, what's your name? Where you from?
Hi, my name is Amariah Thompson. I'm a YouTuber from Wolverhampton. I just wanted to ask your guys a question. So how long does it take you to make a season, and how does it feel for you guys being on set in front of the camera, like, around the clock? Like, what's your experience? Could you just, like, give me some feedback on that?
I mean, I was exhausted by it because Andrew Lincoln and I are very similar in the way that we work, which is that we lived it, and I literally became Andrea for the 3 years that I was on it. I mean, I'm sure you know that. I think some people thought I was insane for a while.
Just season one.
Just season one. Season one, I literally lived in a state of complete, exhaustive, emotional turmoil because I'd get a lot of my pages the night before, and it's like I never knew if I had to jump in a grave or put a gun to my head or have a nervous breakdown. So I was like, I'm just gonna like stay in this place. But I didn't listen to music or watch television or do anything for 3 years. Like I lived like I was her. So when my character died, it was very hard for me to kind of find out who Laurie was again. And I know that sounds completely bizarre and actor schmactor, but I really loved my character and I loved the show, and it was fun being in that world, you know, like creatively it was fun. So yeah.
You know, to me what was interesting on that, if you do a film or a play, you recognize the full arc of your character. In a play, you realize it in one evening. In a film, you read it, you may shoot out of sequence, but you know what the arc is. With this, you don't really know what the arc of your character is. So you plant things and hope that it pays off a little further down the road, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But it's more organic in a way. The process is a little more organic. So I found it very interesting. It was a lot of fun.
And shooting starts in April, beginning of May, somewhere, end of April, beginning of May, and it goes all the way through November, December, about, I guess, 16 episodes. Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Subscribe to his YouTube channel if you
Subscribe.
got it. Thanks for the play.
I'm
Last question. What's your name? Where you from?
Hi, I'm Debbie, and this is my hometown, London.
Hey, Debbie! Hey. 30 seconds. I want to say, and I know the focus has been on us, the three of us, for the last 30 minutes or so, but I want to focus on this brother for one moment right here. And Dave Solo, he's only going to be with us just one more convention, and I love him so much. We're like kindred spirits because he's a phenomenal host, MC, but he always asks the right questions, and he has so much love in his heart, love for humanity. We're going to miss him dearly. He's gotten a great opportunity with Universal, Disney, so we're going to miss you dearly, and we love you, brother. We wish you all the best.
Hey, listen, you could give cash, we don't
Let's have
take
some
checks.
fun this weekend!
I should have gone up and asked him if like Hawaiian pizza. You agree with pineapple on pizza?
Did you enjoy that? Great, innit?
Hey, bring the lights back up. Come here. Thanks.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, man.
You got to meet your girlfriend as well. What's the name again?
Emily Kinney, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? You feel it?
Yeah, man, I enjoyed myself.
Make a funny face. Cheers.